Hi guys, how are you doing? This is Sebastian from TechCentury and welcome to another unboxing here on the channel. Today we're checking out the cordless vacuum T30 by Dreame. Now here on the box you already see some of the key specifications like 150,000 RPMs, 90 minutes of runtime, as well as also a V-shaped brush design. And one of the highlights of this vacuum is that we also have actually a color LCD display here on the vacuum, which is super rare, and this also shows you the remaining runtime. On top of that, we also have a lightweight carbon fiber rod, which is super nice. But now let's actually dive inside of the box, and here we can already see what we get included. So first off, we'll start with the manuals that you'll find inside of the box that of course explain you all the basics about this vacuum. Now here we also have this little card that tells you to just contact the customer support if you have any issues, and also just the basics of operating this vacuum, but it's super simple, so you don't really need to read too much into this manual. And of course, if you want to take a deeper dive into all of the features and also aspects of this vacuum, then there's also this big product manual included inside of the box as well. Moving on, first up we'll have this big carbon fiber rod, and I can just say this looks super nice. And it's just super light, which is of course also very convenient. Definitely nice to see. We also see here the Powered by Dreame X Innovation Lab here on the side. And overall, I just really like this design of this rod. Moving on, we'll then get to the brushes, and this is the first one that we see right here. So also nice protective cover here for the brush itself. And then of course we can just click it into the vacuum itself and then vacuum, for example, the couch or in our car, which is super convenient. Then moving on, next we'll actually have here the power cord or charging cable. Don't be surprised, this is for Germany because I'm based in Germany, but of course if you purchase this in a different country, then you'll have your respective plug inside of the box as well. Moving on, we'll then see this flex adapter, I would call it, and this is basically used so that you can just bend the pipe 90 degrees, and this is super convenient. Also something that we've seen in a previous video as well. And now another highlight in my eyes, because this is actually the very first motorized small brush that I've seen on a cordless vacuum, and this is of course super nice if you try to vacuum, for example, your couch, and if you have animals like we do with our dogs, then that's definitely always a challenge. So here you can already see that this is a super nice accessory, which I'm really excited about. Moving on, that certainly wasn't the last brush that we have inside of the box. We also have this fairly standard brush right here, but this is also of course nice for cleaning your car or also your couch as well, and you can extend it. And then next up, let's see what else we have. I think this is actually the docking station that you can mount, for example, to the wall. And here we also see that we have this little bag right here with these screws that are needed to attach this to the wall, or also a piece of furniture, for example, so that you can then easily charge and store your vacuum. This is actually upside down, so I'll have to flip it around in a second, but you can already see that you can also just attach all the accessories to it, which is super nice. And then of course we also have the charging pins right here, so that you don't need to plug in the cable every time that you dock it. You can just dock it, plug it in on the side of this docking station, and then you're ready to go. And at the top there's this little mechanism where you can just put the vacuum into, and then it locks into place. Next up, we also have this super flexible extending pipe. Not sure what I should call it, but this is super flexible, and of course great if you want to get to spots that you usually can't get to, but with this it should definitely not be a challenge at all. Moving on, we'll then get to the big motorized floor brush, and this is of course like the best invention overall, like on every cordless vacuum, because with this brush you can now finally get a really good performance also in terms of picking up, for example, dog fur, which is super difficult with like a regular vacuum, and these rotating brushes are great. We also have really nice rubberized wheels here on the side, which is super convenient because on my Dyson V10 this is actually made out of hard plastic, which is just super bad, and especially also for the floor. So this is the design here of this floor brush, and then we also have another brush right here. This is really for like these small openings where you have to get into, and we also see that we have the pins on the back because they're actually LEDs on the front of this, which we'll take a closer look at later, but it's also a really nice and unique design with this transparency. And now, of course, we get to the star of the show, which is the Dreame T30. I have to say, I really like this silver design. I think it looks excellent, and I'm a big fan of it. You can already see like the display here at the back, which is of course another highlight. And overall, I just think it looks really nice. Of course, it's also really easy to just empty the dustbin over your trash bin, and this is really convenient and comfortable as well. But now let's actually try to remove here the plastic cover on the back of the display. But first there's the charging port, and next we'll remove the plastic protective cover here, and there we go. Now we have the screen exposed. And now if I actually just pull the trigger, then the display already turns on, and you can see that we are currently in echo mode, and it also shows us what is like 32 minutes of runtime that's left, because of course this battery isn't fully charged yet. And there you can already see some of the highlight features as well. You can actually switch between continuous vacuuming and that's only vacuuming when you actually pull the trigger. So you can choose between those both operational modes, and I think this is a really nice feature and highlight of this vacuum. And here you can then see the LEDs in action, and this is just a super nice and unique brush design, which I really appreciate. That being said, it's worth to notice that there are no LEDs on the floor brush. So here you see some of the accessories, not all of them that are in the box, because there's just too much to fit in one frame, but of course you'll see them here before in this unboxing. And now let's actually take a closer look at the display. If we turn on the vacuum, you can see that it automatically goes into the auto mode, and then it uses a sensor to determine how much suction power it needs. Pressing the button below the display, we can switch between echo, medium, or turbo mode, or again then auto. And what's super nice is that if we then choose a mode, for example echo, it shows us that we have 26 minutes of runtime left. Then switching to medium, it shows us that we then have 9 minutes left. So it always updates the remaining battery life according to the mode. So here in turbo we only have, I can't really see it right now, I think like over a minute left. So this is super nice to see. And here in auto we have again 25 minutes. So this is just a super nice and convenient way to know how much battery life you have left without really just having to guess just by looking at bars. Here you can really have a number on how long this vacuum will continue to run. And this also wraps up my unboxing. If you have any questions about the Dreame T30, please make sure to leave them below, and also check out my links to the Dreame T30 in the description. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you next time.